Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The word pregnant hit me like a slap I never saw coming. It hung there, soft and trembling on her lips, yet it split the air in half. I'm pregnant, Emma whispered, her eyes glistening with tears that looked almost rehearsed. I just stood there in the kitchen, coffee mug frozen halfway to my lips, the steam ghosting between us. The clock ticked behind her, each sound louder than my heartbeat, each one marking the end of something I couldn't quite name yet. Pregnant. She waited for me to say something, her fingers rubbing nervously against her wedding ring. I managed to place the mug down before I dropped it. That's amazing, I said, forcing a smile that didn't belong to me. But behind my teeth a memory clawed its way forward. An afternoon 3 years ago, sitting in a cold, sterile clinic, signing a form that ensured I would never have children again. A vasectomy. Permanent. Final. I hadn't told her. Not because I wanted to hide it, but because after her second miscarriage she said she couldn't handle the conversation about trying again. So I'd spared her the pain, thinking I'd done the right thing. And now she was pregnant. I should have felt joy. Instead, I felt the earth shift beneath my feet. That night she made her favorite pasta. She talked about baby names, nursery colors, prenatal vitamins. I nodded, laughed when she did, even reached across the table to hold her hand. It was warm, steady, familiar. But my mind screamed through every bite. I watched her lips as she spoke, how easily they shaped happiness, how naturally the lies seemed to glide through them. Or maybe it was me lying to myself, trying to believe there was some explanation that made sense. Maybe vasectomies fail. Maybe miracles happen. But I knew better. Later, as she slept beside me, her breathing soft and rhythmic, I stared at the ceiling and whispered to the dark, "Whose child are you carrying, Emma?" The next morning I made an appointment. Not with a lawyer, not with her doctor, just my own. Failure rates less than 1%, the physician said, scanning my file. But we can test to confirm the procedure's still effective. 2 days later he called. His voice was calm, clinical, detached. There's no sign of sperm, Mr. Hayes. The vasectomy was completely successful. The words landed like ice water in my chest. No doubt. No miracle. Just betrayal. I didn't confront her immediately. I wanted to. God, I wanted to. But every time I looked at her, glowing, humming nursery songs under her breath, I hesitated. She looked happy, genuinely happy, and part of me wanted to protect that illusion, even if it meant breaking myself in half. The doubt ate at me. I started noticing small things I hadn't before. Late-night text messages. Quick phone lock when I walked in. New perfume, faint and floral. One night, her phone buzzed while she was in the shower. A message preview blinked across the screen. Can't stop thinking about you. My chest went hollow. I picked up the phone, but it required a passcode. She never used one before. I set it down just before she came out, towel wrapped around her hair. You okay? She asked. Yeah, I lied. Just tired. Days bled into weeks. Her belly began to swell slightly, a quiet reminder of everything she wasn't saying. We hosted dinner for a few friends one evening. Among them was Daniel, a co-worker of hers. I'd met him once or twice. Clean-cut, charming, maybe a little too smooth for his own good. During dinner I noticed it. The glances. The subtle brush of her fingers when she passed him a dish. His laughter a little too eager when she joked. Could have been my paranoia. But the way he looked at her wasn't how a colleague should look at someone's wife. When the night ended, I watched from the window as he helped her carry leftovers to his car. She lingered, smiling softly, her voice low, intimate. When she came back inside, I asked, "Why does he need leftovers?" She froze for half a second. "He just moved into a new place," she said. "Doesn't cook much." I was being nice. Her tone was sharp, defensive. The lie was almost lazy. I started sleeping in the guest room, claiming insomnia. It wasn't entirely false. Every night I lay awake, replaying every word, every detail, every moment that had led us here. One night I couldn't take it anymore. I opened her laptop. Her emails were mostly work-related. Until I saw a folder labeled, Photography Project. Inside were messages to Daniel. Some harmless, others not. "Last night was a mistake. We can't keep doing this. You said it wouldn't happen again. I don't know what to do. He doesn't suspect anything. My hands trembled as I scrolled. The most recent one stopped my heart. It's yours, Daniel. I can't lie to him much longer. The world blurred. My chest tightened. I slammed the laptop shut so hard it echoed through the empty house. When she woke the next morning, I was sitting in the kitchen waiting. Emma, I said quietly. We need to talk. She blinked, wary. About what? I know. Her face drained of color. Know what? I slid the laptop across the table. She stared at it for a long time, then at me. Her lips trembled. I didn't mean for it to happen, she whispered. It just what? My voice cracked. Happened? Like a car crash. Tears spilled down her cheeks. You were so distant after the miscarriages. I felt alone. Daniel listened. He was there. So you slept with him? She covered her mouth, sobbing. I didn't plan it, Michael. I swear. I stood up, my hands shaking. You planned enough to delete messages. To hide passwords. To let me believe that baby was mine. Her sobs filled the room, but all I heard was silence. The kind that comes when love dies and there's nothing left to say. I walked to the door. I had a vasectomy, Emma. Years ago. She froze. Her eyes widened in horror. For a second she didn't breathe. What? She whispered. I can't have children, I said. So tell me. When exactly were you going to admit this wasn't my baby? Her knees buckled. She grabbed the table for balance, eyes wild with disbelief, guilt, terror. I didn't know, she stammered. I swear I didn't. Stop. My voice was calm now, too calm. You knew enough. I left that night. Packed a small bag, walked out without looking back. She called for weeks. Left voicemails filled with tears, apologies, promises that meant nothing anymore. I never responded. Sometimes I think about that night she told me she was pregnant. The way her eyes sparkled. The way her voice trembled with practiced joy. And I realized the cruelest part of betrayal isn't the lie itself. It's how much of yourself you give to believe it. Because I did love her. And that's what makes it hurt most of all.